Alright, welcome back. We're going to chat shit about the Wombats today. We're going to look at all the whole discography, all the albums. We're going to say what we like, what we don't like, why we like it, and try our best to be professional. I'm joined by Standard, Ethan, Ewan, and William.
Yo.
Say hi, everyone.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello.
Everyone wave. Hello.
Good day.
We need a video up soon.
No thanks.
I'd love a video.
No one wants to see these faces, not gonna lie.
Speak for yourself, ugly bastards.
Wait, Ethan, haven't they seen your face? Like,
Yeah, in fact, you've already seen my face. Well, if you're... That's if, for some reason, you're following indie memes for edgy teens, which, personally, I wouldn't ever do.
No.
Because it's
Um,
shit.
Who?
Right.
Go on, Stan, I'll let you take it away. Is there anything else that you want to say before we get into the Wombats?
No. Is that your way of reminding me that I'm forgetting
Brilliant.
something?
What a host.
Don't matter. Yeah, okay. Released in 2007. What exact date? It was fucked.
Do you need that?
A Guide to
No,
Love, Loss and
not really.
Desperation. Wombats came out. We all know like the big tunes off it, certified indie bangers, but we're gonna go through the whole album.
And we still only like the big ones, unless we are nonces.
They don't.
Guess,
Not meant
guess
to
me,
know
you're
that
in
yet.
nonsense, huh?
The opening track, Tales of Girls, Boys and Marsupials. This is the worst song that I've ever heard.
I love this song.
No, my
I love it. I think the barbershop quartet style thing is really endearing. And
It sounds like a
crazy sense to start
CBeebies
the album.
intro.
If you don't like it, you've clearly got no musical culture.
Yeah.
No, do you know what it
I'll
is? Do
second
you know what it is? It's just Wombats, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
corny,
funny,
it's
it's
playful,
cool.
it's
That's
fun,
there.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous, it's just what they are.
No. I understand that, but it just did my fucking head in. I hated it.
Dude,
It's
girls,
just
It's
like
dude.
absolute
annoying, I
Sweden.
granted, but
Oh, no, I really like it, and I think as their first, like, ever song on their first album, I just think it's just a perfect way to introduce who they actually are.
yeah.
Like we're gonna say, the rest of this album is going to be as annoying as the first song. Second
Yeah, it
song.
only gets worse. It actually only gets worse.
Nah.
I mean, it does
Go
alright.
straight
We'll carry
the
on. We'll
best
carry
tunes
on.
ever
We'll
made.
carry on.
Kill the director, please.
Kill the Director. It's very poppy. It's I think it sets the tone for the rest of the album. That well-known guitar tone, Murph Scott going. I think it's the best song on the album.
Easily a top 5 Wombat song for me.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of being in Ethan's car.
yeah. It reminds me of that. It reminds me of the In-Betweeners card.
Yeah.
I feel like it was definitely in the In-Betweeners, like the instrumental part.
It does have in-betweeners written all over it, this album, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like makes you feel like I grew up in the late 2000s instead of now. So
Maybe we did grow up then, I guess.
yeah, I mean, we weren't like in between his age though, were we? Like,
True.
it's like,
I feel like as this being their first song though, on like their the first proper song, if we're not counting Tales of Girls and Boys and Marsupials, which is only what, a minute long.
1 minute, 10
Um,
seconds.
09
And
actually.
this is all right. This is like their
Controversial.
first proper song on an album, and like it as soon as you listen to this song, you know whether you're gonna like the Wombats or not. Because if you don't like this, you're not gonna like anything by the Wombats.
Yeah.
Good. It doesn't get better than this.
It won't get better.
We'll leave that song for later, Stan. Come on.
I like
Next song, Moving to New York.
Well, hold on, but can I give my fact about Kill the Director first?
Go on, man.
You got spit facts.
So, in the last 52 seconds, the word Bridget is said 21 times, giving it 0.4 Bridgets per second, which is actually the highest of any Wombat song.
and is there any other Wombat songs?
No,
Has anyone even
no,
watched
Bridget's
Bridget
is the only
Jones?
one. But I'd actually say, at that point, I think there's one too many, like, this is no Bridget Jones, this is no Bridget. I think it does drag on for a bit too long at the end.
Yeah, like
I think
maybe
it's
cut it down a bit on the Bridgets.
like I like that about them. They have that kind of like that kind of breakdown at the end of some songs. But after you've heard it for
yeah.
the 5th time, I'm getting really bored of the same.
And very
Style.
soon, we're actually going to see it go very wrong, aren't we? But anyway, moving to New York.
Moving to New York.
Back to back
It's another-
bangers.
It is a
Yeah,
certified
huge
banger.
banger.
It's I think it's got one of
Definitely.
the best bass lines they've ever wrote.
Yeah, yeah.
Gets you bopping, doesn't it?
You know what I mean? The
We know
verse
what you
bass. It's like it's like the first because especially on this album, I think like I feel like people forget about the bass on Wombat songs.
Yeah.
And, like this is the perfect like
Yeah, this is brilliant.
Um,
I literally wrote about the bass riff. It's brilliant.
I think Todd or whatever his name is. It's really really good.
Todd does my head
It's
in at
Norwegian
multiple
brilliance.
points.
Todd,
Yeah, across the whole discography, and I'll tell you why after a bit. Moving on.
Yeah.
Lost in the Post. I think that's the next one, isn't it?
I like it.
I mean, it's
I like
following
it.
the same
Yeah. I wrote
like
about Formula as well.
breakdown style as Kill the
Yeah.
Director.
Yeah.
It does alright. It's an alright song, but I'll tell you what, the amount of woos in this song is doing my fucking head
I
in.
like the woos.
Yeah,
I
same.
think it's like it makes the album like it's like whatever people say has like the da 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 da. That's in like 3 or 4 of the songs. Fucking the woos in. I mean, I feel like the woos are a lot more common in the Wombats first album than some other stuff in other albums. But I think it makes the album. It like gives
So-
it its own feel.
Yeah.
You
like
think it
it's-
makes the album? I am completely on the other end of the spectrum. I think it's overdone, and it really starts pissing me off by in 1 or 2 songs' time.
Oh,
This is
Wombats aren't
off.
for everyone, are they?
No, but they are for me.
Yeah, we
But
like
the
them.
woos
are.
just aren't.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
it's like a motif or whatever you call it. Yeah, like
So
something that recurs, and I like it.
this is the first time that I think their endings to songs really gets on my nerves. And you were doing a nice rendition of it before.
Yes.
Do you want to do
What?
it again, or
No thanks, but I could hum it, but
if I hear the words "Go to Santa, go to Santa, go go
Oh,
go,"
yeah, to be fair,
all
that
the
was
time, it
annoying.
is going to infuriate me. It literally.
I like it.
Oh, it's
Just wait
awful.
till the
It doesn't even
the short skirts, long hair, hormones flying everywhere. on
Oh,
School
that was
Uniform.
dreadful.
I love it.
I forgot about that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, so we're 4 songs
School
in,
uniforms isn't yet.
and, and most of us are firmly pissed off with a lot of the songs.
No, you and Ethan are.
Yeah, just us two.
Yeah, but we're the hosts. We
The host.
The host,
For the host.
the host and the editor.
Ethan does all the editing.
Yeah, he's an
Oh,
editor then.
yeah. Yeah, he's like he's the James Ford.
To be fair, I think we are being. I mean, if anyone's listened to the Declan McKenna episode, you can go back and listen to that if you want.
Don't know,
But,
but
but yeah, Wev was very negative in that one, shall we say? And I think it's mine and Stan's turn to take over on this album.
negative.
Fair enough.
So-
fair enough.
Wev hated space, we hate ooze.
Fucking no comment.
Do you know what's
man.
worse on this album? The children backing vocals. That's worse than the ooze.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Fuck me.
I'm indifferent to it.
Right, let's get on. Party in a Forest. Where's Laura?
Love it.
I really like the guitar tones and the bass line. I thought it was like really
Yeah.
well written.
I
But
actually like the spacey synth.
the Laura,
Don't you dare start with
Yeah,
that.
no, I love it.
the Laura part gets on my tits, man.
Yeah, I think it's the
Re-
biggest one so far
Laura.
for me.
Can I about this song though?
Mm.
I said I wrote actually originally for Lost in the Post that Lost in the Post didn't have much going for it, and I said if that didn't have much going for it, then this has absolutely nothing. It didn't even have a good chorus, and I hated the song.
I just can't remember it.
It's amazing. It's like,
Oh god,
lyrics are good, you know.
he's got really
And
powerful
I-
vocals. I didn't know Murph could like
Yeah.
do that. You know,
Well,
I was really surprised. I was just pissed off that he was shouting Laura all the time.
Also, in this one, did you listen to it to the very, very end?
Don't know.
There's
Yes.
some sort of strange screeching noises that were really weird. And
What?
I just
maybe they
thought,
wanted to make it a bit more out there, you know. a bit
no,
more-
no, but I mean like for the last 20 seconds of the song. And I found this was like a theme for at least one song on each album. They just have a song that goes on for far too long.
Yeah,
This is the first time, and this is the worst song so far.
well,
I'd agree with that.
Piss off.
I mean,
But don't worry, School Uniforms is
School Uniforms is up next, boys.
I love that
We-
tune.
I kind of,
I like it as well.
I kind of vibed with it. I
I
like
reckon
it.
it could be as
It's
big
kind
as
of
the big
like-
ones.
In a weird way, it gave the same vibe as like Bigger Boys and Stolen Sweethearts. So I'm gonna have like
I wrote that down.
Did you?
yeah, it's talking about like
Yeah.
she's got another boyfriend. It's like got a beard, smokes bar, reds. It reminds of like Bigger Boys. Yeah,
It's
About,
very
like,
early
how-
Monkeys, isn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe not the
Yeah.
sound. It was
I like
about it was about this point in the album that I noticed Murph's guitar sounds the exact same on every song.
Every song.
I
yeah.
could agree with that.
Like it sounds like he could only afford one amp, one pedal, and he just stuck with that for the rest of it, which could be a possibility. But if you're making an album, you'd imagine you've got a little bit of equipment with you. They weren't that adventurous on this album, I don't think.
No.
Can we talk about 8 words in this song?
What's on school uniforms?
Short skirts, long
Long
hair,
hair.
my hormones flying
Flying
everywhere.
everywhere.
So
I
cheesy.
loved
though.
the song up until that.
Yeah, same.
Oh, I like that part.
They said it for 45 seconds straight and did nothing to the song.
Yeah, I did
Nothing.
see. I was watching a live video of it, and he just butchers it because like he can't hit the
You
note.
can't do the hormones. Like, you can't do that.
Fuck me,
Yeah,
yeah, that was ruined the entire song. It was so good until then.
Well, talking about ruining an entire song, here comes the anxiety.
Fuck
That like it is boring.
Don't like it.
This is so boring.
Oh god.
I feel like if a more serious band did it, it would have been a lot better. But because it's the one
but
that's
it's like,
just
I can't
cheesy.
take Murph doing it seriously.
It's a much needed like cool down. But
Well, I'm not gonna
Maybe
lie.
like Fratelli's vibe. I don't know what like with the.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah, I can
okay.
see that. I wrote that I liked it.
is that what you wrote?
No, I like the fact that when he comes in at the start, he goes, you know, it's not going to be like a normal song. He says it's not going to be the usual quirky anecdotes. It was quite like self-aware, and I like that.
Poking.
But
Yeah, that's why like breaks the fourth wall.
and
Um,
I think for some people, like mixing it up doesn't sound well. But I thought every time the Wombats like completely mixed it up on. As you'll see later when I have more controversial opinions on each of the albums when they mixed it up, I actually quite liked it.
I hate it.
Right.
So I think if you're gonna listen to the Wombats, I wouldn't listen to this song.
No.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone gets into the Wombats by the next song, really.
Oh, yes.
The
Oh,
bit
my
that
days.
arguably they're most listened to,
It
arguably
is,
their
yeah.
best. Let's Dance to Joy Division.
Oh,
It's just certified indie classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
never go shit in the disco where they don't play this a couple times. You'll
Yeah.
never go like to a lot of bars actually. It is just a staple of the indie community. This tune, it's a belter.
Yeah.
It's an absolute belter.
I like. Let's see. I like the riff. It's iconic, isn't it?
Yeah, the little up and down
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, and like there's a part where like some like synthy drums come in like in like the
Oh yeah. Do-do-do-do.
in the bridge. Yeah, and like I was thinking like I'm not sure if it's intentional, but like in a lot of Joy Division songs, they like to use that weird synthy drum thing. I was like maybe they maybe it was a little reference by having them in, but yeah,
Mm.
very good live as well.
Yeah.
So,
I thought I wanted to talk about something I thought was a bit underrated in this song,
Go on.
and like I think people don't really acknowledge it as much as other songs. But the backing vocals, I think they actually really make the chorus. I think it would have been quite bland without like the backing vocals. Let's dance to Joy Division, like.
Yeah, I suppose.
And in the second verse where there's like the ooh ooh la la sort of, I just think they really like make the song, like, and without them
Yeah.
it would have been pretty.
I think like
It could
a
have been
lot
quite
of Wombat
bland.
songs like the fucking
Yeah, the
the
backing
backing
vocals
vocals they
are good.
really do like bring it in, especially for a three-piece band where everyone's got to concentrate. I know obviously it's a studio, but like for three musicians they've all got to concentrate a lot on their instruments. That they manage to do backing vocals well, it's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Well, like I mean, after hearing the album and getting up to this point, I didn't like this song as much as I would have if I just listened to it normally, because
Yeah,
it's the same guitar
That's
tone, it's the same amount of fucking woos per second. I'm getting really pissed off by the woos at this point. I don't know what it. I may have listened to this album when I was like on a downer or whatever, but it was pissing me off. Next one, Backfired at the Disco.
Another
I
Woo
would've-
song.
It is another
Just
woo
cheesy
song.
little love song in it.
Yeah.
Can't
I
take
really like
seriously,
it.
though.
I think it's got a great hook. They're very sing-alongable, aren't they? I don't know whether
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
just a
word.
bit of fun, isn't
Very
it?
catchy.
It does look like this album. Like it feels like you've just given a bunch of kids like Lego and crayons and whatever, and they're just throwing it together. It feels like fun, like childish, but it's really
Yeah, it's just light-hearted.
it is good at the end, but there's a lot of. It's getting quite repetitive.
I wrote, I didn't like the backing vocals, I didn't like the woos, and they brought this song down from being a song that I'd actually listened to.
There we go.
So
Proper snobs around here, aren't there?
I said it was very fun to listen to though.
Yeah.
It's a nice little tune, but not for me.
Which one are we up to now?
Little Miss Pipe Dream.
Little Miss.
Very
Yeah,
different.
Like it.
I think it's a good change of pace is
Yeah,
needed.
it's necessary.
It's got quite
for
a
it.
nice quirky intro, but like, apart from that, I just found it a bit boring.
Yeah,
Because
it just
we have
doesn't
just
hit
had
the same
two
big bangers.
bangers.
Mm.
I said it reminded me of Animal Crossing.
But there's not really much to say about that one, is it? It's just a bit of a chill one. Still quite fun. And then Dr. Suzanne Mattox, PhD.
I like it.
Yeah, it's underrated
Oh,
tune, I
like it.
reckon.
Yeah.
Funny little lyric.
I
Not to
I
sound
really
like-
the help me. I like the help me Suzanne part. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck's
you know that
sake.
is it's not sampled but inspired by the Beach Boys. I forgot what
Yeah.
song it is, but I remember reading.
Help Me,
it.
Rhonda.
I rate that. Yeah. Help me, Rhonda. Help me.
It's I literally wrote nothing of note. Like there's not much I could have taken away from this.
I had nothing overly special.
And
I
I
thought it
wrote
was
in
underrated.
brackets, "Woo's taking the fucking piss now." Close brackets.
You'd hate Pop Smoke, you know.
Pop Smoke.
Yeah. Woo's his signature thing.
What
Woo.
that ad lib.
Yeah.
Ugh. But then we come to certified banger.
This is shit.
Yeah, I know, I'm joking. It's so shit. This is terrible.
Jesus Christ.
I wrote here, intro sounds like the song's going to be different and that I might like it. And then it sounds the exact same as every other. I'm disappointed and very bored.
The first 40 seconds of the song was a waste.
Yeah.
It like sounded like it could be something.
It
and
could
then
be
it was just
good.
exactly the same as every other song on the entire album.
Except just shitter in general.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's just
I
not.
thought,
not
I've noted
that
down
good.
as a rip-roaring song, but I assumed it was the finishing song because it said hidden track on my first read, and I was like, I'm not going to listen to this. So I thought this was the end. So I thought it was a rip-roaring finish. And,
Oh, so you didn't hear My First Wedding?
My first
No.
one was arse anyway.
it was
Yeah.
exactly the same song, I think.
I'm pretty sure it was as well.
Was it?
The
I said
Type-
this is going to be forgettable. That was the
Oh,
first
yeah.
thing I wrote.
I can't remember what it goes, but I just wrote I didn't like it.
I typed here, he goes, Stan, you have to talk about the woos.
Yeah, I do for
They're
tomorrow."
horrible. It's so bad. Like this album could have been so much better, but they just weren't adventurous. They weren't different. If I felt like they were just trying to make songs for the indie discos. You know what I mean?
I
I
think
thought-
they
And-
succeeded in doing that.
I think they succeeded on 3 songs, and the rest of the album is
I think-
shite.
Oh, okay.
4 actually.
I've heard you saying that. Well, like we discussed it a little bit earlier, that you liked this album, and I said to Stan, I think what you've done is you've heard an album and heard 3 extremely good songs on an album and been tricked into thinking it was all one good song because it was exactly the same for the rest of it.
Yeah.
That's what he did with the third album as well.
Oh, don't,
And then he
don't
listened
get
to it and said it was
started on that
shit.
yet. Don't get started
Alright,
on that
well,
yet.
we'll get onto the Glitterbug roast later, but
Should we just rate this album then?
Yeah.
All right, I'm giving it barely a 4 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10 as a album and an 8 as a debut.
Oh, as a debut, they hit the scene with 3 absolute bangers. It's a really
think it
good
was
debut.
A
But-
really cohesive, excellent debut. And I think people are looking for more than like something playful and advent and not something playful and funny from the Wombats will be sorely disappointed. Because it's fun and playful, and I think
It's fun and playful in bursts. Don't listen to it all in one go.
it's fun and playful the whole
'Cause
album all the way through.
I seriously,
Ethan?
don't want to listen to the Wombats, that album, anymore. Is
I've actually
100%.
considered deleting Moving to New York from our playlist.
No. Just skip it. Just skip it.
This,
Don't
I haven't
do
really
it like
this
that.
playlist.
Don't-
This
don't
was
suck.
so bad.
Like,
For this
In
one.
say
fact,
that.
I'll give you my rating now.
Go on.
I was going to say I'll give it a point for every good song, so I was going to give it a 3. But Tales of
fuck
Boys,
off.
Girls and Marsupials was beautiful. So I'm going to say
Can't.
it's an extremely solid 4. And for a debut, because it had bangers, I'd give it a 5.5. To be
Lack of
polite.
taste is a standard.
Well, this album has a special place in my heart, so I'm just going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 as well.
Oh,
Yes!
lads.
Thank
Did
you,
you,
Will.
did you listen to the same album as
See.
us?
Ah, you
Two
bummed off
people who
Declan
know what
McKenna's
they're
second
talk-
album,
The
that
two
was
people
shit.
who know what they're talking about are giving it a good rating.
No. Nothing but these fans are the ones who hate this album.
I am.
The vaccine fans. Oh, dude.
I know
Oh, we
I'm
are doing the
confused, man.
vaccines.
Oh,
Every
I'll
album's
do
10
the
out of 10.
vaccines, to be fair, they're alright.
Oh, I'm excited.
We'll consider who's next at a later date.
Okay.
Right.
Modern glitch.
Next album came out
Beatles
2011.
got one,
Wait, who do?
No, I'm just so the Beatles have an album coming out, so
That is actually the deadest banter I've ever
Oh
heard.
no.
I'm gonna have to
Fucking
cut
arse.
that out. You
You
can move
cut-
on to this modern glitch again.
Right.
I mean, like, since you've missed the punchline,
I'm not actually. In fact, I might just.
Just
I'm
cut
not,
you
I'm not
out.
leaving that in at all. Come on, carry on, Stan.
Right. Opening song, Our Perfect Disease. It's a very big change.
Brilliant.
It's a really big change. It's quite chill, but it keeps up with like their OG poppy.
Chill?
Yeah, it's after hearing the first album in comparison. It's a bit like
I thought it was quite like action packed from the
Yeah,
start. Like,
same.
no, I'm not,
synths
no,
and
no, no, no,
everything,
no, 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 no. You're not like it is, but in comparison to the first album, it is. The synths, it kind of like mellows you out a little bit here and there. I do like that they kept the
suppose in
guitar.
contrast to, like rough guitars only, like
I think it did a good job of like saying that they were going to have the guitars in it and be normal, but also it was a good introduction to introduce the synths.
yeah.
And when after I wrote that beforehand, and then I watched the Wombats talking about this song, and they actually said that's what they wanted to do at the very start of the album. So I think they did it quite well.
I think they did, but one thing that did me head in that they've still got the woos going on.
You're just looking out for the woos at this point.
At the minute, if I had to rate the album after only hearing one song, it's a 0 out of 10. The woos
What?
just.
Oh
fucking
my
get
god!
me.
What? Like, I genuinely
The
like.
fucking woos, man! I can't handle this.
If
So you wanna
I
hate
had
this
to rate it
album,
like
this-
from our
this
perfect season
album?
one, I'd give it an 8, like instantly, because like I think
Well,
especially, you know, after the chorus where like when the guitar comes in like
Yeah.
like that's like really good.
That's
I
a
think
great
it, like,
part.
it proper gets you going for the
But
album.
I've got to say though,
Go on.
I'm more with Stan because I wrote the last sentence I wrote was nothing overly catchy, which is what I associate the Wombats with. Even the U's, which are meant to be catchy, were just annoying.
I think like that's just a really good song.
The chorus in this tune had me pulling like onto the face when there's like a good tune that you put like
Yeah.
the face.
I've got to say I did like the chorus. I thought
I like the
was very
chorus as
strong.
well.
I think the chorus and guitar part and the starting synths like
Yeah.
I'm-
all really good.
I'm just really glad they didn't completely get rid of the guitar, and that they're trying to keep it with that OG sound. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
But now we're coming on to an absolute anthem, Tokyo.
I love Tokyo.
What a
Big
fucking
bang,
bang.
Amazing
sing-along
intro.
tune.
I that's like it's beautiful. I think it's very, very good song.
They've got that. They got like a new synth-driven riff.
Yeah.
I think that instead of keeping the guitar, which did it on the last album, so that it's very different to the first album, but it's falling over my words here. It's just a banger. It's proper sing along.
Yeah.
You can't not get up and dance to
Yeah.
it. Really, it's such a tune.
Yeah. I said this should have been the song that started the album. It is such a better introduction to this album as a whole than Our Perfect
wonder.
Disease, and it's such a banger.
Soft
And it's
disagree.
rightfully one of the best, like, and most popular songs.
I thought you just said Our Perfect
Got-
Disease like started well, showing that it's going to
No,
be electronic.
it's no. I agree that it started well, right? But I think Tokyo is even better because it's just more heavy on the synth, and it also has that bass in it, which is really good.
Yeah,
That
the
bass, man.
is stanky.
Yeah, the bass is. I just put bass is great in verse.
But stanky bass line.
Yeah. I think like I love songs where our Tord shines. So.
Our mate sword.
Oh, it's all.
Fuck it.
Bet you he's a Liverpool fan, the Norwegian bastard.
I thought we were blues.
Might have to cut the bastard.
Can
It makes it a bit more malicious.
you add bleach?
For context,
Can you
Ethan
add
is an
bleach?
Everton
You
fan.
could have said anything there. Right, next one. Jump into the fog. This is. Did you notice a transition
Bit
between
slower.
songs?
I like this
Okay.
song. How does it go again?
Yeah.
Because I wrote love the bit, but I can't remember how it went.
Yeah, I'd put great synth work, great bass work, very cohesive songs on Jump Into the Fog. So
Yeah, I reckon this would have gone off a little
Yeah.
bit. So I thought it was a nice little.
It was
The
this
classic
point.
Wombats chorus with woos and ahs.
Oh, yeah, the woos were
God, I love the
were
woos.
passable. But one thing I did notice that I didn't notice on the first album, but it is there. The drums are like one of the best parts of their songs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the drum.
The drumming
So
is
underrated.
amazing. What's the name of the drummer? I do know it. Can't. It escapes me.
Oh, there was Tord and Murph. I don't know.
Yeah. Isn't one of them called like Matt?
Matt Murphy.
That's Matt
Oh,
Murphy.
no, he's saying it.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I've actually made a note of this somewhere. Yeah. Dan's the other one.
Dad, me like vehemently defending the Wombats, not even knowing the drummer's name.
On some songs, he plays synth, while keeping like a bass pedal going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the drumming's amazing. Next one, Anti D.
Well,
I wrote here. This is their Viva La Vida.
I wasn't expecting an orchestra one after like electro indie tunes. Like,
No, I wasn't.
I thought it was a
I
nice.
loved it.
It was a nice little change of pace. Yeah, and obviously it's very heavy lyrical content in that.
the
it's quite
violin's the
beautiful.
one of the instruments that I've got a soft spot for. So I think
I thought it was kind of weak. Went on a bit.
This got added straight into the playlist. This one, such a banger.
yeah, I like that it's about him more than anything about
Yeah.
his presence. I think it's just he called it a ballad, and I think that's the best word for it.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful little tune.
Last Night I Dreamt. That's the next one, isn't it?
Forgettable for me.
I reckon the riff sounds quite strokesy. Like just the guitar riff by itself.
I'm really at this point. I'm really rating like the new sound. I'm really
Yeah,
liking it. I
they
think
pull it
they've
off well.
improved massively. And it's really working for them. This album at the minute is 10 times better than the first album was up to. Just from the new sound.
What's he gonna give it a 30?
I just said the lyrics didn't go with the song whatsoever.
Can't even like. I don't even listen to the lyrics. I only listen to the one.
The-
I
the
can't
chor-
picture the lyrics of it.
It was a nice little song, but then the chorus goes, "Last night I dreamt I died alone." I just thought it was just
Oh.
a really
Heavy.
like
Heavy.
I said the verses were better than the chorus. The chorus was really anticlimactic, and it was a very weird ending, as he says something like, "I don't think I've ever been this terrified, except for when I was losing my virginity."
What?
Oh, yeah, I
remember
remember that one. Oh, that was weird.
Like,
Fucking hell. I was just waiting for the next song because I knew it was coming up.
But the next song is my
Oh.
second favourite song by the Wombats. What a tune!
Oh, filthy little number.
Excellent song.
It's just a chorus. The chorus is so perfect.
I think the verse is great.
Yeah,
It's like,
same.
The verse is
come
yeah.
over. Well, I think
It's-
it gets really good and it builds up.
Yeah.
I
This
suppose that's
shows-
like, I mean, I wouldn't
Go
say
on,
it's an ooh, but it's like a sort of
Ooh.
So you like that, do you? But
I said I was actually getting withdrawal symptoms from the heavy use at this
Yeah.
point, so I'm glad that it came back.
Oh,
Started coming up in a bit of a rash. And,
made me ruffle that.
The drums are also great. Again, underrated
Yeah.
drums on this one. Really good.
Reminded me of when I saw Fisher. Never knew I was talking
You
about.
just got to get that in there.
never knew I was a tech house fan.
Never knew I was a drum and bass fan.
Man, I was trying to listen to drum and bass earlier. I wasn't having it. Like, it just.
Oh, I guess your point.
oh, I've just realised
Okay,
I've
into it.
missed my opportunity for the most brilliant fact of all time.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm gonna have to tell you about it at the end of the album
Okay.
because I've already
Uh,
missed my opportunity.
Right, 1996.
Groovy.
Great.
It's all about the hook, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the
I
bass throughout.
I think the drums sound really good in the verse. Like,
The drums are always
it's
amazing.
like kind of quite
Always.
it makes it really good.
Makes me feel nostalgic, like the way
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Is This It does, like
Yeah.
something nostalgic for
Like-
something I don't know.
Like
I
how
think-
that song by Smashing Pumpkins makes you feel like I don't know what it's called, but this one of them. That's it makes you feel nostalgic, especially for some of that like you don't even remember.
Yeah.
I think 2011 was when I started properly listening to like radio, and for whatever 1996 and Tokyo had to be on the radio all the time because I always feel nostalgic when I hear them.
Really.
Right, I'm not actually sure though. For me, right.
No, you're not gonna
I don't-
chat shit about this, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna say I love this song and I always have done ever since like I heard it, but I don't know why. I don't feel like there's
Yeah.
anything special about it. Like in particular, there's nothing that makes it particularly stand out, but it's just a tune.
It's the one
They follow the same formula, don't they? And it's just kind of like random hit or misses here and there.
Yeah, and this one definitely hits.
Now, one that doesn't hit though, Walking Disasters.
I like it. I think the
Oh,
watery tone reminds me of The Cure, and it kind of reminds me of like what Wallows are going through. Like,
I'm
I
with you
quite
on
like
this
it.
one.
I think it could have been a good song if there weren't like this weak ass drop into the chorus after the verse. It's just
See, the chorus isn't amazing, but I just like the riff on the whatever instrument is doing the watery sounds. I think it's a synth, but
I gotta say, I quite like the chorus lyrics as well.
go on. What were they?
God, I don't know. It was, it was like
Being
tell
walking
your
disasters,
tell your
isn't it?
mother tell your mother that you love her dearly and tell your father that you want him back again. That one.
Oh,
No,
I
but I
think
just thought it was a
I
nice
think
little tune anyway. I quite liked it.
yeah, standard. Wombats, cheesy, sing along.
What's the next one?
I'm quite surprised at Stan for not liking it.
Just
Actually,
I just didn't vibe with it, mate.
Negative
I'm
Nancy
afraid.
is need to die.
Hang on, what the Girls in Fast Cars. This is probably the closest we've got to the first album. It's
yeah.
it's
That's
a lot
what I
rockier.
thought.
It's quite guitar driven, but that's what I didn't like about it. I feel like what vibe are you going for then? Like in terms of like, do you want synth driven or do you want guitar driven? So I liked how what you call it, All Perfect Disease like mixed the synth and the guitar, but this was like solely guitar driven, and it was like so. Are you trying to bring that first album sound back again? I
No,
thought
they have
it
had
was
8
synths.
songs where it's been a huge lack of guitar at the minute. So it like you got they're just trying to have something in there for the first album fans. I think that's perfect.
exactly.
You
But,
can't
like,
fly
why do
away
that with
from.
a shit song like Girls Fast Cars? Like,
Well, what they said about the song is like it was meant to be like originally they said it was meant to be like a fun little song and it was meant to be like a break from some of like sort of I suppose like the sad and depressing things about lost loves and stuff that he talks about in the song in the album, but I don't think he does it well, and by the sounds of how they were talking about it, I don't think they did it well either.
Filler.
They didn't.
But to be honest, unless anyone else has got anything else to say about this song, at least go on.
I was just gonna say that I didn't like it at first, but I think it like recovered well in the second verse and the choruses. Like I was gonna skip it, but I ended up kind of liking it. Maybe
I really
I've
like
got
it.
a cool guitar part noted down on the second verse. I don't know how it went.
I said the guitar was its only saving grace.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
You know what doesn't have a saving grace?
What?
Yeah, this is what I was about to say.
Schumacher the champagne. What?
Is it champagne?
That violin thing at the start.
Champagne, mate.
Why have I got champion? I must be just thinking about my.
Michael Schumacher.
You can't even remember the name of it.
Yeah, I couldn't even remember the name. Like, I mean, that
Yeah,
poor lad's a vegetable. Rest in peace. But like, thingy, shit song, awful, unnecessary heavy guitars.
It felt like I was listening to a panto.
Yeah,
It just sounds all over the place, doesn't it?
Schumacher
Too much going on.
champagne.
To be fair, at the end when it got rocky, it was decent, but the first like
nah, I've
2/3 of
written
the
it
song
down
was
for rockiness.
But
I think this might be the worst song I've ever heard.
my favourite part, my favourite 2 seconds on the album come off this song.
What? When?
When he just shouts,
Is it when-
or not.
Yeah, oh no,
That's-
I wrote oh
That's
not
hilarious.
down.
I proper ruffled at that. Yeah.
Matt Murphy described this as a weird song.
It is.
You're not wrong, mate.
Yeah, poor closing, but the rest of the album I'm loving. It's really good. I'm going to rate it 7 out of 10.
Naughty.
You want to pick up?
I'm gonna rate it 7.5 out of 10. It would be an 8.5 or even a 9 if it wasn't for Girls, Fast Cars and Schumacher, but they've ruined it for me. So I think apart from that, it was a really cohesive album, like a nice change from the guitar-driven sound as well, and like I think they should have just committed and gone for full synths with like that odd guitar rather than sticking a guitar song. Like, stick a full guitar song right in it.
I think they've got to keep true to the fans, at least.
But like, this is art. You don't think
Yeah.
about what do the fans want. If you're a true artist, like, you're gonna think like, I want to make something that's like good music in it.
Maybe this.
If I made 2 of the best indie bangers ever with guitar, I mean, I'm not going to not pass up on the opportunity.
If you're that
I can.
good,
But they're trying to make money here, lad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've sold out. Terrible.
Sold out. 0 out
They
of 10.
sold out with an awful
Ass.
song, basically. So
Sold out of like they've really gone down. I was defending the Wombats at the start of this, but fuck Murph, because like if he's gonna just like.
Didn't you say this was your
something
favourite
horrible.
album?
It is my favourite album, it is, but like it would be so much more my favourite if we didn't have Schumacher and Girls Fast Cars, because that's them selling out.
It's got
putting
some bad
shit
songs.
guitar songs in the middle of a really nice synth-driven album. Like,
You was
that's
prepared
very
to give this like 8.5 out of 10, and then I said they're going to be selling
Yeah,
out,
I was
and he's
prepared-
fucking fuming.
I was prepared to give this a really good mark, but no.
can I just say,
Go on,
my nice little fact for you might influence your decision here, Ewan. So you might change it after I've told you the fact.
Okay.
Go on then.
So the song "Jump Into the Fog,"
Right.
brilliant song, which we all talked about before. I've wrote a note writing. Talk about Toad's head.
Toad's head.
What?
Yeah. So this song was this song is written by produced by Rich Costey, and apparently he was very laid back and he was lovely. Anyway, so one day he said the chorus needs a bit more percussion to it. So
I know where this is going, I think.
he gathered all the band members around and brought over a mic and told them all to sit down. He thought that he was going to bring out some janky percussion instruments and put the microphone over them, and then simply told them to ruffle their hair during the chorus.
What?
For the whole of the chorus. And apparently Toad's head had a brilliant sound to it that adds quite a bit to the chorus. So
That is the weirdest thing I've
I've,
heard.
I've been listening to Jump Into the Fog on full volume to try and hear Toad's head. I can't hear it yet, but I want to know if anyone out there can hear Toad's head during the chorus of Jump Into the Fog, or whether it's all one big piss take. But it didn't seem like one, because they were all like yeah, like they all seemed like they knew knew what they were about to say. So I want to know if anyone out there can get me a video clip or just a sound effect of Toad's head. I want to hear it, and for that reason and that reason only, the album gets an 11 out of 10.
Oh my days.
You give this a 10 out of 10.
It's a 7. It's a solid 7.
It's a solid
There's no
7.
better. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Right, so
That has to be a piss take. There's no way they've actually done that.
Honestly,
head.
I'll send you the video later so you can watch it. And yeah, they talk about Toad's head in quite a bit of detail.
Oh, right. Okay. It's just when you said it had a brilliant sound.
Apparently, it's his Norwegian scalp. That's what they said.
Right. Glitterbug.
Hold on. We've got one more
Yeah.
rating still,
Cheers.
Stan.
Oh fuck, Will. Sorry, Mace.
Like 7 out of
I was
10. Move on. Like.
Sorry.
Oh, do you not get an analysis?
Sorry.
A man of many
No,
words.
I was just gonna say it's just like they build on their strengths from the first album, but I just don't love it as much as the first one.
I feel like listening to Modern Glitch after this now, actually. It's got me in the mood, so thanks for that.
It's shorter in it, so you can take it.
Yeah.
Right, you can't knock them for trying a new sound.
Yeah, I think it works well when they do it well.
Commit to the new sound.
Alright, so after a short break, we're back onto the Glitterbug riffs.
Short.
Just a short
Just a
break.
short 4-day break.
3 day.
We are doing this 4 days later. It will you should be able
rested
to
and
tell the
refreshed.
difference. Mm.
Heavy voices.
Are we just gonna go straight into it, boys? We don't need to re-announce anything, do we?
No. Go on, get back into it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Let's start us
Lovely.
off with the best tune of the Wombats of all time.
Oh, fuck off. The most
Emoticons.
average tune of all time.
That's a statement. It is a good song.
I'm gonna
It's
it's a statement, but it isn't a fact.
That's Boulder Dash.
Boulder Dash.
Boulder Dash.
Come on, right. Let's have a proper conversation then. Tell me why.
Right.
Tell me why I'm
So,
talking Boulder Dash.
I think it's for a third album. It's a really disappointing, slow-paced start for it. So I know it's like maybe trying to introduce a new vibe, but like, I mean, I suppose maybe it's just that I don't like this vibe. And then, if you do like it, then you know what, fair enough. Even.
Yeah, I think that was a trend for you, wasn't it? Though you didn't like the vibe of this album, which is fair enough. I can respect your viewpoint.
I don't like
But-
it. I just don't.
Like obviously, again, like they had a very similar sound on the first album. I think all the synths sort of had a consistent sound on the second album, but they kind of like tried to mix up the sound of the synth, and I really like it here.
That's fair enough. Like, yeah.
And
that?
right, I think this song has got such a strong chorus.
I've noticed forgettable chorus on
Oh
mine. I'm not
my
gonna lie.
god!
Oh.
I've got
Oh
more
my
chill
God.
vibe with pianos. Like, and I think the synth pianos rather than like proper
Yeah.
pianos, but forgettable chorus. That's what I've got noted down. That's how I feel about emoticons.
I don't know. I just think he shouts at one, well, like for every time in the chorus he shouts, and all these emoticons and words try to make it better, but they only make it worse. And when he says that, I don't know. It's just like really, I don't know why it resonates with me so much, but it just sounds so good. It like gives me goosebumps when I hear it.
To be honest with you, Ethan, I'm
Goosebumps.
siding with you in on this.
Really,
I think you're blinded by finding a new banger, personally.
I don't know. It's just like
And I think if you had been listening to this song for the past few months, you wouldn't be going on about it as much as you would now.
to be honest, I'm already starting to get a bit of a feeling like that. Like it is like the it's like Carlo Ancelotti's giving Everton the new manager vibe. This is
Oh, behave.
this is the new song vibe that I'm feeling at the moment, and I feel
That's
like
the thing, though,
in a
like,
few weeks I could go.
It's a
off
new
it.
song and like it's a new song vibe, but like unlike Ancelotti, the Wombats weren't actually finished by then. So, like, enjoy your new manager bounce, because
Aren't you an Everton fan, lad?
enjoy your new manager bounce, because give it December and you'll be bottom half again.
So you think by December, Emoticons will be a bottom half song?
I mean, it started bottom half actually, but
Yeah.
according to you,
Cool.
It'd be
according to
skipped
you,
most
it's
times.
a Premier League. It's a top half Premier League song.
No, I think it easily gets top 4. You know, just like squeezing the
And
Champions.
I'm
League.
giving
It's
it.
like-
I'm giving it a mid-table scrap at best.
Same,
Fair
I just
enough.
thought it was quite average, to be honest.
Well,
the vibe they're going for is definitely more electronic. Not a lot more. Not very many guitars anymore. But Murph's voice is so much better this album,
Yeah.
and you can hear it on this song.
Like, he has improved, hasn't he, over the years? Like, yeah.
100%. He's been like practicing for this one, which he needs it because apparently there's not a lot of substance to a lot of the songs, so the vocals do have to be much better than a lot of other things. You don't have that ripping guitar tone that can just come through anymore.
I've seen this song. I've watched this song quite a few times live, and sometimes whether he's woke up on the wrong side of the bed or not, like sometimes it sounds pretty bad vocally. Like I've got to say, but overall, I think it's quite a strong song, and I know that you're inclined to disagree, but you know, we'll take the rough with the smooth around these parts.
Oh no! I think it's a great song. I just think you're blinded. Like you think you found a diamond in the rough, which is what it is. Because this album is pretty rough.
I reckon this album has high highs, I think.
Hi.
Speaking of high highs, give me a try.
Can we move on? Like,
That was the transition.
That was
yeah, I think we
that's staying in.
Can we move on?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I felt strongly about that, and we've meandered on it too long.
Right, come on, give me a try. Give me a try.
Right.
Another piano song.
I like the chill on this album. It's a lot chill. There's not a lot of
I respect
angry
the
guitar
chill,
tones anymore.
but I don't like it. Like,
Well, in this song there is a guitar tone, and it's maybe not as angry as it was on some of the definitely the first album.
Yeah, because like
But it's a lot
the first
chiller.
album has very aggressive, like it's But I've noticed this one. It gave me like an EDM vibe, like fucking, you know, like 2010s, like fucking Chainsmokers and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I see that, to be fair.
It gave me a Chainsmokers vibe. So I didn't hate that, but it's not for me.
I know, I can see why, but I think it was like, it's a song that you could quite easily sing along to. I don't know. I thought it had a similar vibe to Emoticons, really.
That nice chorus on this one.
I like Give Me a Try. I remember seeing it live and but it's like, I think that when we saw it live, it was the only song that I hadn't heard, but I really liked it.
I remember missing Wombats at Leeds used to Horrible Girl.
Unforeseen circumstances.
Oh god.
Ewan, we saw this one in Leeds though.
Oh yeah, but I can't remember that.
This is, by the way,
Well,
just
I
to
was-
confirm,
Too Dark Fruit Star.
this isn't Leeds
do
Fest
not
that they're
remember
talking
that
about.
one.
They're talking about a concert in Leeds.
Mad how we've seen Wombats in Leeds twice, and we're not even from Leeds.
But yeah.
Yeah, we are, mate.
Let's get Toby on the podcast.
Alright.
I just want to say, like, the drums again from these guys.
Stan, I was going to say that. The drums sound, as much as I don't like the sound that much, the drums do sound huge. I think.
In Greek Tragedy, is this?
Yeah,
No, just in general.
Yeah.
The album.
in general,
Mm.
they carry the song. Otherwise, it would just be another pop album. Because it does make it still feel like it's a little bit of a rock album. You know what I mean? Give me
the drums like bring-
Greek Tragedy is the exact same.
It's such a tune. I think it's such a
This
good
is-
tune.
This is their best song.
This is
bet
100% the song of the album.
Yeah.
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 Without
Yeah,
a
like,
doubt.
only good song of the album, I agree.
Not only good song. I quite like Pink Lemonade, but
We'll move on to that.
this
but
is
still,
definitely
that's
the biggest
still that
song.
one. This is huge though. Like just that start, that.
I need a shower.
Yeah, when the bass kicks in, it's like
Yeah.
in a little car.
Yeah.
This is the one song I like. I kind of actually like the woos as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
Stan. Yes,
I'll allow it. I'll allow it on this song only.
But this.
I
Right. Go on.
Go on. No, go after you, mate.
Oh, thank you very much. Right.
Welcome, boss.
Both years that I've seen them at Leeds Festival, this is the song that they've ended on, and this is like just a song that just brings back so many good memories for me. Like, it just makes me want to be back there again. It just reminds me of this. In fact, this will probably be my one and only. Like, if I had to pick my favourite like song that reminds me of summer, it would be this song.
Ethan, I remember standing there at Leeds first year. I was alone, and then he came and found me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and we only found each other for the last song, didn't we? Remember?
Yeah. And this would have been the last song, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it was both years, and what a song to finish on at a set. It's unbelievable live.
Yeah,
One more thing I want to add. This has got easily one of the best drops in indie rock, when it goes into the final chorus. When the snares start building it up.
It's like ecstasy. Oh, it's such a banger. Like, it's so good, isn't it?
It is a banger. But that's the thing with this album. The highs are so high, but the lows,
Tragic.
they really get into it, don't they?
Not even tragic. They just fall flat. Like, couldn't lean back on my chair.
The one thing I will say about Greek Tragedy is, I thought, you know what, I'm going to reminisce about that performance at Leeds, and I watched them at Reading, which I believe was the next day, playing this song, and oh my god, I've never seen something so bad in my life. Like, it's almost as if he forgot how to sing, Murph.
What, Greek Tragedy?
In Greek Tragedy, yeah, at Reading, literally the day after he did Leeds, 2019.
His voice might have been a bit gone.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Maybe.
But honestly, it's just such an unbelievably good banger, and I'm glad we're all in agreement for once on the Wombats.
Yeah.
We're not often in agreement about the Wombats. Nice to hear.
Yeah, for the first time on this podcast.
It's a rare occurrence, I'll agree with that. Do you want to move on to the next one, boys?
Yeah, happily.
Right. Be Your Shadow. I think this is something Sigala would make. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Literally.
I've got it noted as another Chainsmokers-esque song for me.
Yeah. They're getting very, very mainstream right
It
now.
looks like I need to start listening to the Chainsmokers then, because I liked it.
Don't.
I agree that it was the weakest song of the album so far, but I still enjoyed it. Yeah, well,
I can see the appeal. I can see why some people will like it. A lot of people say this is easily the best Wombats album, but it's just not really for me. A lot of these songs.
It's got that EDM vibe, I think, again, hasn't it? Like you say, the Chainsmokers sort of thing as well going on. It's very mainstream, but I did like it.
What about Headspace then?
There we go. Now we can stop liking things.
It's got quite a shimmering synth intro, I noticed.
Shimmering.
That's like that's about it, really. It has a nice it does have a good, like, the synth bass in it, which I noticed was quite like 80s-esque, and I quite like that. But apart from that, average song.
I've got 1 point to make about this song.
Go on.
Right. So I was listening to it, and I was thinking, if you isolated the lyrics here, and you put a country track underneath it, it would genuinely sound like a really good country tune. And then, he says, "I'm gonna drive this Cadillac," and it reminded me of, "Yes, that's me in my long Cadillac." You know, Uranium Rock off Fallout. And I thought, oh my god, it's just a country tune. It's not. The EDM just didn't go with it, like the vibe they were going. It just didn't. It didn't sit right with me. It just sounded like a country tune. I'd honestly recommend you go back and listen to it, and like listen to how he's singing. Like, it just didn't go for me.
I'd rather not listen to this album again, to be fair.
No, we're not listening to this again.
Right,
This is a one take.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to say is, like, in my opinion, they've improved on everything musically. I know that sounds a bit weird, but everything's a lot more polished. It's a lot neater. It's a lot tidier. They're not following the exact same structure for every song again,
I'm
like they did in the
inclined to
first album,
Yeah.
which is what did our absolute heads in, if you remember, all the way back.
For us, it did anyway.
4 days ago.
I feel
Yeah.
like even though they didn't actually hit it all the time with this album, I think you're right. I think it was a culmination of learning from the first 2 albums, and maybe it didn't work, as obviously quite a couple of you think, but you know, it's good to see the advancement, I think, in this one and the progress that they've tried to make at
Well,
least.
it's nice to see them try, but like,
That's a brutal way of saying what I said, basically.
good effort.
Ready to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. This is not a party.
There's a lot of puns to be said about this title, like, but I'm not going to say them.
I think
This
it's got
is
a
not
great
good
hook.
song.
I think it's got a great hook.
Ethan's done it for me. But, yeah, I've got to know it's a really good bass riff, but everything else shit. And like, and like, well, not even bass, but like bass, synth bass. The bass guitar is like lost in the mix. Like I can hear it's there, but it's like Tord has been fucked over in this album, I think, because he's a non-entity. Because I know
Tord's been
him
compressed
as a,
into oblivion.
yeah, I noted him as an integral part of the Wombats sound, and they just like they've binned him off.
Poor Todd.
With his, and I don't, it's not long. All I'm saying.
You know what? I think that they've done well though, because they seem to be setting up a trend here of getting like they've done it a couple of times. I think they get to song 3 and then they just want to slowly decline the quality of the songs. So
I don't think that's what they want to do.
I mean, they're doing it well.
They've had 3 goes. There has to be something we're missing, boys. Because every mid part of the album's just shit. Apart from the last one, I think 1996 was like the 6th or 7th.
Well, no, to be honest, on the very last album, they we'll get onto that later, but they wait until halfway through. So
they managed to add another song. So proud of the boys. Anything else anybody wants to add before we absolutely fucking tear Isabel apart? Not like that. Isabel is the single shittest song in their discography.
It's just boring ass.
I've never. I don't think I made it to the end. I know we're meant to do the whole discography, but I don't think I made it to the end. I am bored. I am very bored listening to this. I don't know about you
I can tell you
boys.
right now, I did make it to the end. I made it to the end of every song. And I didn't mind it at the start. I understood that they were trying to go for a slower, nicer. Obviously, they did it last album with Anti-D, but like halfway through, they started putting all sorts of like mad effects on Murph's voice. And I was thinking, like, if you want to make a piano-y sort of raw song, leave it raw. Like they completely ruined this song. If they could have went for a vibe. And it wasn't working anyway. But then they tried to change it, and it just really didn't work. I think this is probably... It's got to be the worst song on the album, hasn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. It's just got nothing going for it, really. Every rock album written has to have a slow song at the... or it feels like, anyway. I know this isn't really a rock album anymore, we're definitely more into pop. But they've just fucking butchered what could have been a decent song if they didn't destroy his voice, mess about with... It sounds like they did it in one go. And they just kind of like left it there, like couldn't be arsed at the end.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It just seemed... I don't know if, like... Murph's poured his heart into this song and we're just like tearing his whole emotion and like his ego apart, but it sounds like he's just sort of thrown it together to have a slow song on it.
Yeah.
Like
it wouldn't shock me if this was the last song written.
Well, one note I did make it was that after this song they needed a very big ramp up, and he needed a tune after it, like to try and bring the album back on track. In some
That's what they
Did they
did.
succeed? Yes.
Yeah.
Decent
Your Body
tune.
as a Weapon
Body.
is a banger.
I've
A
noted that
decent tune.
horns-
Is that what you just said?
What?
Did you say it's a decent tune?
Yeah, I didn't think it was that good.
This is a certified belter.
In your opinion.
Obviously,
I just noticed
obviously
that,
in my opinion.
according to my testimony, Todd's bass is back in Your Body as a Weapon. So, like, and
It's
it has Beach Boys-esque like harmonies in the bridge, which I really I did like. So maybe it's not a decent song, maybe it's a good song.
You know what?
Maybe I'm being harsh.
And you know what else I really liked about it? The Wombats have finally found my weak spot, and managed to get me to really enjoy a song by throwing a harpsichord in. They I love a harpsichord in a pop song.
You love a good harpsichord.
I love Golden Brown. I love SKP by Architecture in Helsinki, certified people of anger. I just love a harpsichord, and they've done it. And I was pretty made up with that, but you've got to say this is this is probably one of the strongest tunes on the album. Obviously, it's not as good as Greek Tragedy, but
I'm getting very second
best
album
one since.
vibes off this. This is probably the least developed song from their last album on the current album, and it's one of the better ones. It shows that the direction they've gone in for this album is just not that good, really, is it? Overall. Right, few technical difficulties there. We're back on, stronger than ever. We're done with Your Body as a Weapon. We don't know how that finished. We're moving on to the English Summer. Are we not a fan of this one?
go
Oh,
on.
I like this. Reminiscent of the first album, I think.
It gave me a Hives vibe. Like, you know, the Hives, post-punk revival, Scandinavian band. It reminds me of that. So.
Can't say that because they're Liverpool fans, you, and they're not being funny.
No, they're Everton fans, the Wombats.
I didn't know,
Oh, yeah,
to be
I
honest.
agree.
But
Are they?
Yeah, the Blues. They did the Everton festival in
So
the summer.
real scouts.
oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
But anyway, back on topic. English Summer. I know it gave vibes to the first album, and I didn't like the first album. Really like this song.
Yeah.
It's a good song. I really like it.
Didn't
Yeah,
fit.
good rockier one back in the mix.
Yeah.
Didn't fit in the album, but it's a really
Yeah,
good
like,
tune.
it's like, I was like, what are you doing here? So it's like,
Yeah, this album does not flip. We've gone from Isabel, which is ass, to Your Body as a Weapon, which is a belter, to English Summer, which they could have written nearly 10 years ago. It's just not flowing very well, is it? The songs themselves are great, but as an album, it's not that good.
No, I like this. No, I like it here when the at the very start. You know when you hear the guitar on its own. I'm not sure if you listen to it with earphones in, but it's like got like an echoey sort of thing. So it's like almost someone. Yeah, so it's like someone's listening to the guitar. It's like listening to a guitar around the pool. That's how it sort of like reminded me of.
Enter the mind of the listener.
Yeah, and then that piano kicks in and it just gets all heavy, and I like it. Yeah.
So,
I said as well, it just doesn't sound like the Wombats musically at all.
yeah.
Like, I
Wait,
know it sounds
really?
a bit similar to the first album. No, and not vocally, but musically. So you know, but the first album, like obviously had all the guitar stuff in, but it never had any like piano stuff that they decided to mix up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a
I
it's a
think
good
if
tune, isn't it?
this song was an extra couple of bars longer, it'd have completely ruined it. It's good that it's dead short. I think it really helps it along.
I can agree with that. I can get along with that.
Because if it was extra long, it would really disrupt what the album's going for. You know what I mean?
Right.
You wanna move on then,
Important
boys?
question
Oh,
well,
go on.
first of all, important question: is that going on in anyone's playlist?
No,
Wait, you guys have
No.
playlists? Like,
I have playlists, but I didn't have any of these
It's
Wombats
quite.
songs
It's
on
well
the
known that
podcast.
real music
You s-
listeners listen to albums and like.
Oh, but
It's a CD-ROM.
We don't like. a playlist. It's a bit of a normie thing, so no.
Yeah, well, I'm a normie, so that's where it's firmly sitting for me in my playlist. Because I'm not listening. Because put it this way, there's some tunes on this, but I'm never listening to this album again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Speaking of tunes on this album,
Pink lemonade. It's a decent song, like.
I just thought it was dead.
This is like, this is a proper indie girl tune. You know what
it's
I
like,
mean?
you know, you can see why it's popular. Easy.
It's one of my Wombat favourites, I think.
it's a Wombat song, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
proper Wombat song.
Just a little bit of cheese. Or good bit of
Yeah.
cheese.
It's literally about nights out, love, exes. It's got R's in it, and it's got a synth hook. Like, what could be more Wombats?
Yeah. I just think it's a banger. I love it.
I really like it, but it does get to the point like it's so Wombats it hurts. You know what I mean?
It's criminally Wombats.
It's criminally Wombats. I couldn't pick it out of like if it didn't. I already knew the song coming into the album, but if you had to ask me to pick it out, I'd just go, yeah, there are a few bangers in there that I hadn't heard of before. That would be one of them. I wouldn't know. There's nothing there for it, if you know what I mean. It's just so fucking Wombats. You can't tell it from all the other ones.
I mean, I think the chorus does have one too many cringy metaphors in it as well, even for Wombat standards.
Yeah.
Does he kiss you till your lips explode? Behind that sugar, there's only lies.
Nothing wrong with a bit of that.
Now wrong with a bit of that.
It's fun. It's fun lyrics, but they're completely meaningless, and I love it.
I mean, but they're always quite fun with the lyrics, aren't they? You know?
Yeah,
They're not
Yeah.
a lyrics band, let's be real. Like,
Last thing, they don't take themselves too seriously.
yeah.
Like, I do respect that about them.
I feel like on this album they tried
I mean,
to
that
go
got
a different way
proven.
for them.
Right.
That's a bit of a curveball.
Speaking of curve. Speaking of curve. Is this the final song for everyone? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Or were there two more?
I had a couple, but we're not going to do them because they were bonus tracks.
Okay. Right. Curveball is really not my style.
Yeah, I
it's
just
got
thought it
some
was meh.
I think
risque lyrics, but that's the only thing interesting about it. Boring tune.
They've really ended this album weak.
Yeah, I was just glad it was over at this
Yeah,
point,
it's
if I'm
like-
honest. Move on to my favourite.
And I've listened to Greek Tragedy and Pink Lemonade and like just don't give me any more because
It's a bit of a shame that Wombats have another weak song at the end of the album. Like,
Yeah.
how many can you put? Like, I wrote about this one. Odd and forgettable.
Odd.
Declan McKenna had that problem, didn't he?
Funny. I haven't
Remember,
liked
both
a
his
single
albums
closing
ended
track
on
we've done so
stinkers.
far.
No,
Yeah.
and I've got a feel that yeah, the theme may be kept up. We'll see.
Well, maybe not for me.
Maybe not for long.
alright.
I think
Rate.
we got to do the ratings, don't we?
Before we do move on to that last
Oh,
album, we
yes.
do
Right.
need to rate this.
I'm gonna come straight out the gates. This is one of the most average albums I've ever heard. It's just 5.
Yeah.
It's bang on 5.
Yeah.
Are you in agreement? Yeah, boys.
I'm going to go with 4.5 out of 10. Yeah. So basically a 5, but I kind of want to do more than a 5. But if I do a 4, then that's just like saying it's a shit album. And like, I don't think it's shit. I know I badmouthed it, but like, it's just not good. Like,
Ewan, think of it as if you give anything above a 5, it is technically a positive review of the album.
fine, 4. Like, I'll go with 4.
Oh God. I mean, purely because emoticons have still got a lasting effect on me at the moment.
You're still reeling in.
I'm gonna go because I do like the first 4 tunes and the end a little bit. So I am gonna give it a 6, but I'd ask me again. I'm telling you now. I'm
Ew.
telling you now. Ask me again in a few months. I bet you I've changed my mind.
I bet you won't. I bet you won't have listened to it again. Yeah, if you listen to it again in a few months, you're an absolute trooper, a true Wombats
Honestly,
fan.
I will do, and I guarantee you that when I listen to "This Is Not a Party," Isabel, and like what's the other one? Yes, That's Me in My Lone Cadillac again. Like,
Oh,
that
no,
is when I'm going to
Cadillac.
completely lose it. So for now, 6. One more rating.
Right. Well, I think the album has like very high highs, if I'm honest, but like the rest was just like quite boring. I didn't think it was a bad album. I just thought it was like a bit there. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 as well.
Wow.
That's really positive from you, Will. Like, that's,
I wasn't expecting
I was not
that.
expecting
I was
that.
expecting like 3.
I don't know. I just thought it was like boring, like for what's 60% of it, and then like there's a few songs I really liked. So yeah.
With the majorities of it boring, you're giving it a positive. It doesn't matter. You each to their own.
Well, we
Ready
all
to move on then, the
it, so
boys?
it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Right. 2018. Beautiful People Will Ruin Your Life. They're coming off a relatively mediocre album, and they came back with their second most. I think this is their second most successful album. I'm pretty sure.
Second most
It's,
successful, but the best.
You think you're?
I'm still holding
okay.
on to the second album for the best, but like,
Hold on, wait. Let's at least let's
Let's
give this
calm
one a chance
down,
first and
boys.
talk through the
it's
songs.
just the preliminary stage, like. Just,
Right, prelims.
This is
Right.
there, then you have
Prelims.
Yeah. The comeback.
The Comeback Kings. Right. First song, Cheetah Tongue.
Great
It
intro.
seems like they're back on their bullshit, if you know what I mean. They brought back the guitars. They're back on their
yeah.
style.
Yeah, but that's like.
It's
I think they brought back guitars in a different way, like, because I don't know, it's just a different.
they're a lot milder.
Yeah, and like I feel like when I've seen this live, I swear Todd was playing an acoustic guitar and Thingy was playing Murph was playing the electric. So I was like, where's the bass? But like, it's a strange arrangement, and I think they've switched it about a bit, which is nice. But really good intro from me.
Yeah, it's like that weird sort of offbeat with the drums. It's so weird, but it just works so well in this song. Yeah, you're on fun there, mate.
No, like, honestly, like, it's really catchy. Like, just talking about the song makes me think about it, and like, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a banger. Huge tune.
yeah,
It's
and,
a
like,
very-
it really
it's
reminds
a very
me of, like,
Wombats
songs,
song.
like Ethan was saying that Thingy reminds him of something like this one reminds, because like whenever we've seen them, it's been on this tour, hasn't it? Like the
Yeah.
Beautiful People tour.
Yeah.
But so it's like, and I'm pretty sure they've
the opener,
started.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure they started with it at the gig, and it's like a really good like hype thingy, because he just comes out with like and like so nostalgic to me, and also just an excellent opener. So.
I told Stan that coming into this song, I wouldn't let it go unless I could mention one certain thing, and that is the Radio X performance of this in the London Eye acoustic.
Oh yeah.
Significant lack of Todd, but still, absolutely that is so good, and I don't understand why I like it so much. But it's such in that London Eye, the acoustic vibe it gives me. Just I go and listen to that now. If you're listening to this, go and listen to that. Stop us, listen to that.
And then come back to us,
Hey,
please.
lad.
Yeah,
You've got an advert coming up in a minute.
In fact, when we're allowed to put adverts on, I'm throwing an advert there.
Before you say it. Yeah, I really like that. I remember when it happened, I was watching it on YouTube, and it was like they're just a bit daft, aren't they?
Yeah.
They pull it off well. They're a bit quirky, a bit funny. I like it. They're very easy to listen to. This album, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the production's the
We
best.
saw the first song, right? Next one, Lemon to a Knife Fight. This is
Another
Another great
massive
song.
tune. This album's just so catchy.
Yeah,
It feels like they've mastered their own sound. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
They've been pissing about the last 3 albums, and now they've combined it all to make an incredibly catchy album.
This one's got a acoustic guitar in it as well, doesn't it? Like they've kind of like they've really pulled out with them acoustics, and like it reminds me of a like because New Order, funnily enough, in their later years when they started getting old, they made songs like this, and like but I like them, so it reminds me of that. And yeah, it's really good live as well. So it's yeah.
I've seen Murph talking about what he wrote this song about. And it's about having a fight in the car with his wife.
What?
And he,
That man is
obviously-
married.
yeah,
That creature.
yeah, it's like bringing a lemon to a knife fight. And I think if anyone's ever had an argument with a female in their lives, you can kind of respect that.
Yeah.
No comment.
This man's so much on his bullshit, he literally wrote a song to spite his wife. Oh my god.
Oh,
So,
no comment, Web.
Yeah.
Turn.
No
Right,
comment.
let's turn this around.
Yeah, it's Turn's turn now.
I think Turn could have waited a little bit later on in the album, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it really slows down.
I agree.
I think it comes too soon. If they put it on like track 5, moved Black Flamingo and White Eyes up, I think that would have done well, in my opinion.
It's just the
But,
one that goes like
no doubt.
Run with the Wolf Pack or something. Like it's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Don't like this one though.
Listening to Drake.
Do you not think it's really good though when it's just at the end of the verse he goes, it won't get better. Sorry, no, at the end of the verse he goes, yeah, it won't get better than this, and it just cuts out all the music and he says it on its own, and then the chorus kicks in. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
when
sick.
your brain works.
I love
That's
it.
so
Yeah.
good. It's such a tune.
First explicit
It-
Wombat song.
Really?
Yeah, well, first one that's marked as explicit on Spotify anyway.
Crazy.
Bad Boys.
It's a proper sing-along, this one, though. I never say that about a lot of their songs, but it is really sing-along. Anything else to add, or we continue?
Before we do,
Go on.
when does it become explicit, this song?
Yeah, where's this?
I wanna
maybe it's
know
the
this now.
maybe it's the bullshit I miss.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
the only time he swears. Wow.
I swear he must have sworn it all the time. It's just like maybe it's like repetitive. I guess I don't
Fucking
know.
short skirts, like.
But I did check. Like it is the first and only, unless like an EP song or whatever.
Fair enough then.
Right.
There we go.
Next one, Black Flamingo.
Really
They're
good
back
guitar
on their
intro.
synth. It's a good song. They brought back the synth for a run around. It's good. It's I mean, they come straight out of the gate with all the woos. Just slightly getting on the tits now. They've had a little bit of a break, but it's getting just a little bit now. Go on. What are your thoughts on this song?
What?
What?
Who's Sam?
I thought you said, "What's your thoughts on it, Stan?" Talking to yourself.
What's your
Wait, what
thoughts on
did
it,
you say?
boys?
I think he said, "What's your thoughts on this one?" So,
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was another great catchy one. First
Yeah.
4 tracks of belts, I reckon.
Really good melody.
I realised halfway through this song I couldn't say anything that's anything different to the first 3 tracks about this one. It's just a good tune, isn't it?
Yeah, they've.
I also thought, where were EA at on this album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
FIFA tunes
We needed,
galore.
at least, we needed at least one tune on FIFA from this album.
And they could have
Preferably
like
one of the
5.
first 4 tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if FIFA were going to come in, it surely would have been on Glitterbug, with like Your Body as a Weapon or something. Surely, this is far
Could have
too.
done it here as well.
More this than that. Like, I'd
I
say.
really could have seen Cheetah Tongue on it.
Yeah.
Cheetah Tongue could have
I love
done well. Man,
Um,
but yeah. Right. I think it's an alright song. They brought the synth back out for the run around. It's an alright song. There's not a lot of big leaps of faith on this album so far. I've let it. It's a very safe poppy album.
To be honest, I don't think I would have called Cheetah Tongue overly safe. because of the strange sort of
Yeah.
weird beat at the start of it.
And the weird lyrics as well. Like,
Yeah, like
I don't think
not
anything
a single
feels safe,
line he
to be
says that.
honest.
I think no, I can agree with him on the fact that Lemon to a Knife Fight and Turn, Black Flamingo are all quite sort of safe songs, but Cheetah Tongue especially, I just think it's a bit of like a weird mix-up for them.
Yeah.
Speaking of something that we haven't heard before, what do you think about White Eyes?
I think it's good, but not as good as the
I
first
don't know
four.
why, but it reminded me of Don't Sit Down while I Move Your Chair, because it has like a weird, like...
Oh my god! Literally, I've wrote here White Eyes, Break a Mirror.
Really? I've written reminds
Yeah.
me of another song, but not sure what.
Yeah,
like,
it's
must have
that
been,
bit,
it must have
it's
been
the bit,
that.
like-
If you
It's
if you
really
listen to the start of the song, he sings, I don't know how to, and it's
Jeez.
But I just put like the guitar line in the chorus sounds like clocks. So it was annoying as fuck. But
to be honest, I really like the guitar in this one.
I don't. Maybe that's because you like Coldplay.
There's
Yeah,
nothing
I
wrong with
suppose.
that.
I do like Coldplay.
That's funny.
So it's just like an
just-
out,
just
out of
his
nowhere
combo.
insult, maybe it's because you like Coldplay.
No.
Oh, no,
It's 'cause it sounds like Coldplay. Like the guitar part, it really reminded me of clocks. Like the
It's just nothing. Really?
Kind of see, I can get
Right.
with it, but like,
I'd get it up, but
it's- I
obviously
wouldn't-
copyright and that. But the guitar part sounds like the piano part to clocks. So
I think though the way that they did this song, I didn't expect the chorus to sound like
yeah,
how it
that's
should have
right.
from the
I've
verses, because the
noticed it's
verses
got
were quite heavy and the
female
chorus
backing
was
vocals
really.
as well. So
Yeah, I've noted that. I've tried to look for who the female backing singer
Oh,
was
right.
on this song, but I couldn't find it. I thought it was really well done though.
I don't.
I reckon it's Todd. Todd's just got kicked in the balls and he's going for it. What about do you not think this album's been properly like just built for festivals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just been built for a sing along, get everyone slightly moving. I think it's
Yeah.
they've all got great songs on it, but it's just very it's alright so far. There's no like big differences, big changes from what we haven't already heard from them.
But I do think that, like overall, the first half of this album is what really makes it probably, well, in my opinion, one of their better albums.
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Certainly.
because
But
and
Surely Lethal
the end of that
Combination.
period comes with Lethal Combination. Yeah.
do you not like it?
No. Sorry, no. I'm saying this is the last song before we get into a territory that I'm not a big fan of. But yeah, I really like Lethal Combination. I love the first verse, and I think I actually said the first chorus was actually quite disappointing from the verse. But
Really?
yeah.
I think-
I've wrote that people are going to say that's a hot take, but I'm having it.
After it,
It's a spicy take, that mate.
So
Ewan, I know you were very pissed going in to see them first time we saw them, but do you remember when he broke the acoustic out and it was just him on stage to do Lethal Combination?
no, but I'm guessing it was shit.
It was not shit. It was 10 times better than the actual song.
Wasn't it?
It is
Like,
amazing, the acoustic
honestly,
version.
I can remember big balloons being like thrown out into the crowd at one point towards Wombats. But like that.
Yeah,
Um,
when Tokyo kicked in, they dropped these like massive
Yeah.
like orbs from the ceiling.
that was elite though.
Oh, I've got that video somewhere. I'll try and put it up on the page in it.
The only video I have that is like me like screaming like a little girl because I got to the front and like Murph was right in front of me and I was like, so happy, it was so happy. Like,
Lad,
it was-
I interlocked fingers with Murph while he was doing Bridget Jones.
touched that man.
I held his hand. It was a beautiful moment. It really was.
Can I,
But it's a great song, Lethal Combination.
I just want to
I think it-
clarify something before I get completely
Go on.
roasted. By the way,
Yeah.
Go on.
when I said I didn't like the chorus, like I thought it was a bit weak, the weakest part of the song. I'm on about where he sings "We're a Lethal Combination," not the "Baby, Let's Go and Get Blind Tonight," because that's brilliant. That part.
Yeah.
I just want to confirm that before I get destroyed.
Okay. I mean, so the actual chorus you
Cheers.
don't like?
Yeah. I'll happily.
Wow.
I'll happily say that because I don't know. I just don't feel like it's got much about it. I feel like the part where he sings "Baby, Let's Go and Get Blind Tonight" is more of a chorus. Like, it actually sounds like a proper chorus.
Well, they end the song with
That's
doing
the-
that again, don't they?
Yeah. But like the first half of the chorus is like "We're a lethal combination." It's just. I
It
think it's just a
reminded me
bit
of
weak.
like a generic Asian song, like la 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 la. It's just like
A generic
I feel
Asian
that.
song.
I didn't like.
It's Have you ever been Portaventura and you go to the China section? They could well play Lethal Combination and you might not tell. Might not be able to tell. Alright, that's enough on that song. I think we're all in agreement. What's next? Out of My Head.
Nice bass.
Yeah, the bass riff is nice.
Todd is back
Bass is good.
Again.
He's back again. And he's-
Todd's back for one song.
Todd's contribution is reduced to one song an album now. Like when he arrives, he arrives. It's like what I'm saying.
Chorus
I think
is
it's got a
shit.
great guitar solo. Yeah, everything
Yeah,
else
it
is
reminded
boring.
me of the guitar solo. Reminded me of like the kind of AM era solos and like Arctic Monkeys, like the tone.
It sounded very polished, but very smart as well. If you know what I mean? Yeah, sexy guitars.
This song has categorically got nothing going for it other than a bass.
Yeah, it was. I was a bit bored listening to it.
Yeah, I just said I won't be listening to this one again.
But I think we're all in agreement. One song we most definitely will never want to hear again is "I Only Wear
I
Black."
love it.
Oh my
What?
god, no.
Oh,
Fucking weirdo.
I'm having you on.
You're not-
I'm having you on.
Oh, right.
Oh, thank
brilliant.
fuck. I said you're not coming back on the podcast. That's
Black,
unacceptable.
I only wear
Black.
black.
Delivered like Julie.
This
Like
reminds me.
Yes, I wrote
Strokes, like,
Julie
You
Collins.
wrote that, and I wrote that as
Straight away.
well.
100% Strokes.
Yeah,
But still, like, kind of uninspiring.
But shit.
I said that effect on his voice just sounded exactly like Julian.
And it had like the downstrokes as well, like the whole song. I swear the guitar was like it was just like strokes all the way through.
But it was like a stroke song that was extremely bland and unrecommendable and had no redeeming features.
So
Yeah, like off angles.
I was gonna say is this it, but like obviously
not biting.
Ah.
Another day. We'll get him another day, Shane.
Yeah, I'll get back another day. Don't worry, I'll prepare.
We'll do
for
the-
that.
we'll do the
on
Strokes
the
one day.
when the Strokes release the new Abnormal 2, we will be assessing the whole discography.
2024.
2024, the new Abnormal 2.
Is that? It probably will be that long. The new Abnormal was
Yeah.
such a cash grab. It was an amazing album, but it was a cash grab.
They
It was
needed it.
short as hell. They needed it. They're playing like 1 hour headline slots at festivals. They need the money. Okay, we're not even talking about the Wombats anymore. What the fuck, right? Ice Cream.
My favourite Wombat song.
Oh,
I love this song. It's so good.
This is gonna make me feel quite awkward here.
No, I don't feel awkward.
Go on.
I'm
No,
guessing
it's
already
gonna
what-
make me feel awkward when I say
no, I love it.
this song made me feel that they did the track list on this album by how good the songs are from best to worst.
What?
Oh, I've known it as the poor song as well.
Yeah, I just said it was pretty.
I said
I-
the new
again,
order.
I
They've got a
said
new
it's-
order.
it's-
Bass.
The bass line's sick with the
Bland.
sparks of guitar and the intro.
Sparks.
Like,
The harmonies on the chorus are insane. They're so good.
Didn't come
The
from
drums
harmonies,
are
it came from good
brilliant again.
songs. You know what I mean?
What'd you say,
Hear
sorry?
good harmonies. I'd go and watch a choir.
Listen to her cheering.
Yeah. No, I'm here for good songs, and this is not a good song.
Oh, you're mad.
Pick my bogies.
I'm actually like quite disappointed in Ethan and you in there.
Yeah, same. I love this song.
I really like Ice Cream.
Just me and Ethan. Me and Ethan know our stuff.
Clearly, we've got superior music taste.
Tut tut tut.
Even though
Right.
you don't like the first album.
Fair, I think this is the only time me and Ethan like seen eye to eye, while you two have not. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's the other way around.
It usually is the other way around. Ready to move on?
If we are ready to move on, I want to start off. I want to start off
God.
talking about Dip You in Honey, because I feel like this proved my point from the last one, right? It is getting worse and worse as this album goes on.
We've heard
It's just a bit of
everything in
filler.
this song before. Yeah, this is nothing.
It was an okay
Of
song
note.
until he started throwing needless effects, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
the last thing I wrote was, "Thank God there's only one more song I have to listen to."
Yeah. I like the drums on this, to be fair.
What, Dip You in Honey?
Yeah, that's what I wrote. I can't remember how the song goes.
Yeah, it must be very forgettable. I can't remember how it goes either.
Yeah, it's just sort of like shit song title, probably the worst song title as well.
Yeah. Cringe.
Cringe, and even Wombats.
They are
Yeah.
quite. It's quite a. They've got a lot of citrus-related songs, don't they? No, I notice.
Citrus?
Honey isn't very citrusy.
No.
Citrus
Just look at. I know. Calm down. No. Because I've seen Ice Cream and Honey, and I'm like, it is quite foody, this album. Then I look up at Lemon, and then I'm thinking Pink Lemonade.
I understand what you mean about food metaphors.
Yes.
And like
I'll give you that.
flamingos, you know, it's like fucking.
I'm
Right.
starving whenever you mention flamingo or a perfect disease, maybe. Or
Down.
Or school uniform.
marsupials, you know? God, it
Alright,
feels
calm
like
down.
ages since we talked about that song.
We're not
Was it like
talking
4
about it
days
again.
ago? I love that song.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean,
know
before we just to give the people an idea of how long it's been before when we had recorded the first part. Michael Keane hadn't even got his first goal this
Oh
season yet,
my.
and now he's on to.
Oh, leave it. No one swear about you
Like,
in your
is
mad
that-
fantasies.
And now Eddie Nketiah has just scored for Arsenal. So
Tell me it was an
that's the time frame
Aubameyang
we're working
assist.
on. No Aubameyang assist.
And Man United
Oh.
lost to Crystal Palace.
And after that excellent football interlude, we can move on to the very, very last song we're going to
Oh
talk
my god. Sorry.
No. Everyone calm down. Just want to point out there, the intro to this song is very, very Foles. I don't know whether you remember it.
Shit, yeah.
So but it sounded like Foles, and I loved it.
Fair enough.
I really like this
Can I
song.
just read
Brilliant
out?
tune.
Can I just read out what I said, just word for word?
Get
about the
reading.
song?
Get reading.
God, that
Go
weird
on.
synth thing in the chorus is rubbish. Bin it. It's like that's all I've written. 'Cause
Bin
that's
it.
all I have to say about my song, and I think it's awful. So,
I love that weird stint thing.
oh god.
Oh,
Yeah, I liked it.
I think this is finally, they've achieved a good song as the last song on the album.
Yeah, first song.
I think it's a really good song.
As a closer.
Go on, Stan, what were you saying?
Sorry. I thought I said it was an alright song. I
It
think
was
they
an alright
finally
song.
like figured it out, but this album is incredibly meh.
It
You know what I mean? There's no great
over.
There's no great leaps of faith into a certain genre like they did when they came up with the modern glitch or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's incredibly safe. It's built for the radio. It's built for festivals. Oh, the songs sound great,
There's nothing wrong with that.
but
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it. But they're not gonna evolve as a band anymore if they pump out another one of these.
I wouldn't mind, to be honest. I'd rather than be safe than come out with another Glitterbug or something shit like that. That's what I like about the Wombats. They're always, you can always count on them to just have some like generic indie, decent, maybe sometimes bangers.
Absolutely.
I was quite happy with this tune after the pure shite preceded it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, decent.
We both know that it's time to go. We both know
Leave.
we're going to
Is
stay.
that about the podcast? It's time to go.
Right.
No, but we both know that you're going to stay because we need to talk about
The ratings.
the ratings.
Yeah, everyone's ratings.
So,
really
So I've got a feeling that just to start on the low point, we're going to start with you in this time. I think that's a good idea.
Go on.
I'm
Go on,
going
you.
to give this album a 6 out of 10. Because I think the first 5 songs, like 5 at a push, are really good. And then I think it really gets extra points just for having a really strong start. And I Only Wear Black, even though it's really quite a boring song, I just like that it sounded like The Strokes, so that gets a point for it as well. But
To be honest,
so yeah.
you made me feel sick there by saying that it's got a really strong start to the album and then not including Lethal Combination in that. I was saying the first 5 instead of 6. So
I don't like Lethal Combination either.
yeah, 6 out of 10.
oh my god.
Right.
Go on,
Will.
After
you, Willie.
Well, this is by far my favourite Wombats album. So I think I'm gonna give it. I don't know. I had it at 8, but I'm just gonna give it 7.5 out of 10 because I think 8's a bit much for a Wombats album.
Alright. Yeah, that's
You see-
probably a bit more understandable.
Yeah, I'm slightly inclined to agree with Will and say it could be an 8, but I don't want to push it up that high. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to stick to just like this album, nice and safe, 7.
7.
So
Finish us
I
off.
personally think this album just doesn't hold a candle to the kind of nostalgia the modern glitch brings in. And I know we're not meant to rate it on nostalgia, but I'm afraid I can't see past it. So it doesn't get up to the 7 of the modern glitch, but I'm still gonna give it a pretty strong 6. I think it's a good album.
I agree.
Just a bit, not a lot to go in experimentally for it. We've heard it all before, if you know what I mean.
So just to end this off, I've got one question for you.
Go ahead.
Go on, mate.
And each of you can answer. Are you done with the Wombats?
Nah.
For
I'd love
now.
to see them at a festival again. I think they're just a festival band, but
Yeah, I'm always game to see them.
done with indie music to be honest.
Yeah, rap is where it's at.
Oh, bro.
But yeah,
And on that
It's,
bombshell,
not done.
Good night.
we'll be back. We'll be back again with another indie band coming to you. Probably in about
Thanks
2
for
weeks, 3
listening,
weeks time.
people.
Yeah. Cheers.
Peace out.
It's been a pleasure. We're not entirely sure what band we're doing next. It will be whatever. We've done Declan. We've done this. It'll probably be whatever band's releasing an album next. I'll have a
Now,
quick look.
Actually, thinking about it, this will probably go
This is a
out
filler, so it doesn't
after
matter.
the next person what we've done. So this.
Yeah. This is part of
This
our
might be
backlog,
around 8
so that we can
episodes.
just,
Yeah.
if for whatever reason we
This will
couldn't
probably
get
be cut,
a
like-
slot together for a week. This could be
No,
out
no,
in like
keep it
December or something.
Yeah. Right
Yeah. Thank you very
Are
much.
we finished?
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are
Thank you, lads.
finished.
Goodbye.
Still rolling?
Seeing lost in the post.
How'd you stop it?
Uh,
Pause.